Hi, do you believe in miracles? Do you believe miracles can happen? Well, we're about to find out. So thank you for taking the time for watching this video. I would first of all like to introduce Rea Varka. Rea is from Rea's Bespoke Bakes. And Rea's been kind enough today to take some time out from her busy schedule to share her journey, or an incredible journey, and how Rea's been able to completely transform her life into the equivalent of almost 3 months. Yep, that's right, just 3 months. So let's introduce Rea and find out a bit more about her. So hello, Rea, how are you doing? Thank you for joining us.
I'm doing good. Yeah, thank you for letting me come and talk on this amazing platform. Loving it.
Excellent. So let's find out a little bit about you. So introduce yourself and who you are, what you do, and then we'll go into a little bit more detail about how your journey's progressed over time.
Lovely. So as you said, I'm Rea, and I now am the lovely owner, proud owner of Rea's Bespoke Bakes, so cakes and all of that stuff. So pretty much I've kind of had like a bit of a life change, all thanks to this man, which is great. So I'm sure we'll go into it in a bit more detail in a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's allowed me to kind of change, not who I was, but get rid of the person I was scared of being. I think is probably that worry has been taken away, and now I can be me, which is good.
That's an awesome way of putting it.
Thank you.
That's all right, great. So so you came to see me. So how did you find out about me? How did you get to hear me? What made you contact me in the first place?
So we actually found out about you from someone that I went to school with, which was really interesting. So someone that I hadn't had contact with for a long time, and my mum and she was like, oh, that looks interesting. I think Rea could do with some help like that. And then she contacted you, actually, my mum. So it was cool.
Great. So let's find out. So what was your actual problem? Where were you as a person before you come to see me?
Okay. So as a person, probably I was a bit naff as a person, really. I had been in a job that I'd been doing for years and years and years, and got pregnant, and then suffered really badly with my mental health and depression, anxiety, all of that sort of things.
Yeah.
And I struggled with day to day. Like I struggled with how I looked. I struggled with going to the shops. I couldn't stand in a shop, like I explained to you at the start. It's just, I couldn't deal with life. Like I wouldn't go out in case of something. I wouldn't allow people in. Like I just struggled to kind of live. It's probably the best way to describe it. Like as a single mum, I was struggling with not asking for help because I didn't want to seem like I was weak. And it was just a bit like, it was draining, I think it's probably.
Yeah. Like
just every day I would wake up and feel like I was starting on a back foot. There was no, I'm going to get better from this. It was all
going backwards, as if you was going backwards, and it was just getting worse and worse, and there was no light at the end of the tunnel.
No, none at all. So.
Okay, great. So can you talk about any specific pain points that you had that come from that problem? I mean, what was the main issues that you had by being that person? What was actually it causing? What was the main pain points of you in your life?
I'm really fortunate. I've got a really good support network, like so my mum and everything. I've got a couple of really good friends, but I would stop like everyone being close to me. So to start off with, I didn't allow like even my mum to know that I was struggling. I didn't want to go out to the shops. I didn't want to draw any attention to myself, like because I didn't think I was worth it. So I'm gone on for a bit of a tangent, but like it was just, for me, the pain point was I was always such a confident person, and I'd switched to being this person that didn't want anyone to see me, anyone to know me, and I didn't want anyone near me. So for me, I felt like I'd completely lost who I was. That's probably my biggest issue with it, because I just couldn't do anything. Like literally I knew I'd need to go to the shop, and the shop was 2 minutes walk down the road, and I might be able to get to that shop. If there was people in that shop or there was a slight queue, I would leave that shop.
Wow.
Because I can't even explain the emotion that I felt. It was almost fear that like I was going to have to stand in this queue and something was going to go wrong, or like someone was going to try and, for my little boy, someone was going to take my little boy. Like, there was all these issues that stopped me from just living.
Yeah. So you've been theoretically, you lost your life, really.
Yeah.
You just literally become more like a recluse and lost your life.
Yeah, like
living in fear.
Yeah, I wouldn't go out unless someone dragged me out. I wouldn't leave the house.
Yeah. Okay, great. So before you come and done this process and working with me, did you try anything else before coming to see me?
I did, yeah. I tried to reach out for help from a number of different sources. So I went through the NHS, I went through therapy, and literally tried everything. They had medication which was supposed to help, and I didn't feel like it did. Like, every now and again I would feel like, oh, there's a bit of a buzz here, and then it was nothing. And then I felt like I wasn't going to get anywhere, because with the therapy, if anything, it was making me feel worse, because I just kept reliving everything. I just kept reliving all the things that I didn't want to relive, but they wouldn't tackle the actual problem, if that makes sense. And the medication, I was at such a war with myself, because I thought, well, if I'm feeling better because of the medication, I'm not feeling better. I'm just on medication. And that's not how I want to be. Like, if I'm having a really good day, I want to have a really good day because I'm having
authentically.
A good day. Like, not because something's making me feel like I'm having a good day. Like, I want to know that I've got to that stage where I feel good again. So it's
extremely brave of you then to be where you were, and then to come all the way from your place of where you live in, which is 20 miles away, to come and see me, bearing in mind that's where you were at. So you've got to probably pat yourself on the back for being able to overcome that to even come see me.
I think the drive here, I was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm just going to turn around. And then I thought, no, do you know what? I've tried other help and it's not worked. So if worse comes to worse, I've tried something else.
You've got tried something, exactly.
And that was, I wanted to get better. That was my thing. I wanted to feel better.
Alive again.
Yeah,
great. So I mean, my next question was, how did you hear about me? We know that it's through a friend, and what made you to decide to work with me? Because obviously we do the first meeting. What made you to decide to continue with that?
I just felt really comfortable. Like, I think it's probably the best way. So obviously the first session is a bit like in depth. And it's a bit like, whoa, okay. And I thought, oh, great. But we actually cleared some bits on my first session.
That's why I tried to do that,
and I came out of here, and I remember driving home, and I put my mum on the on in my car, and I sat there and I was like, Mum, blah, 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 blah. And she was like, okay, so you had a good time then? And I was like, yes. Like, I feel like I've already changed. And that was a weird feeling. And I thought, you know what? I want to do that again. Like, that's something that I want to do.
You want that experience again.
I just want to be able to feel like I can live my life without restricting myself. And that was something that happened from the first session. I was like, done, going again.
And then obviously you did continue. And what I think is amazing is that, we're just going to touch on this, is that from where you were, I mean, we've done 11 sessions. So far we've just done 11 sessions with Rea, and to see you from where you were to where you are now is like, I believe it's a miracle. You don't think it's a miracle yet,
no.
But I believe, because I've seen it. And I think it's incredible, because I just want to interject here. I mean, being a single mum financially, to basically not only be where you were, but to invest in yourself. So you've got George. He's 3 years old, and you're a single mum, and to be able to take that decision to invest in yourself to make your life better is an absolute credit, because I know people that would make 1,000,001 excuses not to do it. There's 1,000,001 excuses not to do it, and you're living proof that it can be done.
Well, that was me. I didn't want to take away. So with another issue that I had, so with like my depression, when I went into it, was after having, during my pregnancy and after having my little boy, I was so convinced that when he was here, everything was going to be fine and it was all great, and it was one of them things, and it just got worse, and it got worse, and I was at the stage where I was like, I'm not even able to feel like I'm doing a good job as a mum. And I wanted to be able to be a good mum. Like, I wanted to do that. I wanted to kind of just feel happy and confident and all of those sort of things. And I thought by saying that I needed help, that was a weakness. So I didn't want to get help.
Yeah.
And then I needed the help and it wasn't helping.
Yeah. And as you know, from that first event, from the first session, when I explained to you what's really going on, all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, nothing was ever going to change.
No.
It was actually just got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And I like to akin into it to like being in a bath of crap. We create a bath of crap and we're sitting in this bath of crap, especially even in relationships. We'll be in relationships that don't work, but we go, oh, we've made this relationship. It doesn't work. I'm not happy, but I can't change it. I've just got to put up with it and I can't be happy and I can't have anything better in my life. I've made my choice and now I've got to stick to that. And it's clearly not working. It's having a massive effect on the children and in businesses or jobs or whatever. But what we do is we have this bath of crap and then we make excuses to stay in it. And over there is a really lovely bath with hot water and oils or whatever you want to do or whatever you want to say, but you choose to stay in it and don't make that move to do it, and which is great for you because you made that decision to get out of that bath.
I knew that by making that decision, that was going to be better for me. It was going to be better for my little boy. It was going to, although I at the start would have felt guilty for making that
Good
choice.
Old guilt and shame.
I felt guilty for taking the time out to try and make me better, which is completely backwards.
And probably guilty for investing the money in yourself as well.
That's the hard bit, because obviously, as any parent knows, you'd go without so they can have.
Yes.
But I think I knew that I needed to make that change. Otherwise, it was just going to stay bad.
Change or nothing will change, like I say. Great. So right now, what are the three benefits you've experienced? The three benefits you've experienced by working with me?
Oh, there's more than three.
So give me three.
I'll give you three. I can go out, which is nice. And I feel more like, this is all in that first reason, I feel more like not the old me, but the proper me, which is nice. Another one is I've been able to actually invest in myself, which is nice. So obviously starting a business, which is something that I would always go, oh yeah, but then I would have found a reason not to do it, or I'd have found an excuse, or I can't do it because, and I've gone, actually no, I can do that and it's going to be good and it's going to be amazing, which I wouldn't have had that positive kind of outlook on it. Another one, I'm trying to narrow it down, so I'm squeaking. That's again. Right. Another
what about
one,
being a parent?
I feel like as a parent, I'm actually doing a good job now. Whereas before I was like the complete opposite. I felt like I was not worthy of being like a mum.
But did you feel like you was a failure and you know, not a good parent?
I didn't live up
very critical of yourself.
I didn't live up to any of my own expectations. That's like the biggest thing. I was always like, I'm going to be a great mum. And then when it happened and I felt like I wasn't, I was in like a backward circle. Whereas now I go, do you know what? I am a good mum. And I look at like my little boy, I look at George and I go, he's going to get the best out of me, which he wouldn't have done if I hadn't have made the choice to come and see you.
Yeah, great. So what's life like now for you? Now you've experienced just 11 sessions. What's life like for you right now?
Positive. If I could describe it in one word, it'd be amazing. Just because all of the things that I felt I couldn't achieve, or the things literally as simple as going to a shop, I can do them now and I don't even have to second think it. Like I just go and I do it and I go, do you know what? I'm going to do me. And like, if someone doesn't like me, whatever, because I like me.
It's awesome.
And like, that's kind of such a great place to be in, because I didn't want to go out because I didn't want to draw any attention to myself. And now I go out and I'm like, hello, here I am.
I'm back.
I'm back. You've missed me. So yeah, I think that's kind of like, it's just brilliant.
Brilliant. Excellent. So what's surprised you the most and what's made you the happiest?
Oh, surprised me the most.
So by coming here, what surprised you the most?
That it was possible.
Yeah.
I think because I'd always been told that I had to live with it.
Cope with it.
You just have to learn and you deal with it and you learn to live with it and you take the tablets.
Put it in boxes and move on.
Yeah. And I think that surprised me the most, because I always had like a little inkling in my head that if I can create that problem, I can take that problem away.
Correct.
But there wasn't a way to do that. And then I was always just told, oh no, you just live with it. You just learn to deal with it. And I
don't kill your mates, you're stronger.
You know, it's like time's a great healer.
Yeah.
Well, great, because time's just making me worse.
Exactly. So I've said in my podcast, time isn't a great healer. It makes you worse.
Yeah.
If you don't deal with it.
So that's kind of the biggest surprise for me.
Yeah.
And then like the happiest thing is that I can enjoy being me, and I can enjoy being a mum.
Yeah.
Like I actually wake up and I'm like, yay, I'm a mum. Whereas before I was like, oh my God, I've got to deal with a child.
Yeah.
So we still have like crazy days, but that's kind of the bit that makes me the happiest, is I feel like I'm doing a good job.
Okay, cool. So that's really great. And so now you've now gone from being there to having your own, setting up your own business.
Yeah.
So we've got Rea's Bespoke Bakes, and Rea, and I've actually tasted some of her cakes. She's very kind enough to come round and drop some off before our little sessions. And I've had some love. The Bailey's one that you did, the Bailey's cupcake, and the porn star martini, was it? I mean, they were really great, amazing cakes, and seriously, they're really good. And I've been, and you brought me out some other cakes as well. So it's honestly, this is amazing. So you've now gone in just the equivalent of 3 months from being sort of homebound and really can't go out and can't, to now being a super mum and having your life back, and now you set up your own business in a really, really short time. So let's do a shameless plug. Tell us about Rea's Bakes and where are you and how's that come to fruition?
Wow, that's a plug in.
Yeah.
So pretty much, I don't even know where I got the urge to bake from, apart from being obsessed with watching the telly when I couldn't leave the house. So I started doing it, and I actually found I really enjoyed it, and I found like a huge buzz for it. And I thought, you know what? I'd quite like to do this. Whereas before I would have gone, I'd like to do it, but it's never going to happen. And I just thought, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take that plunge. And pretty much that's what I did. I tried a few things, friends and family, and it's just kind of blown up, which is insane. Like for someone that would have normally doubted possibly starting, it's actually, this is going to go wrong if I do that, or that might happen, and just seeing the negatives. Now I've gone, I'm positive, this is happening. And I love it. Like it's brought me some more joy back into my life. It's brought my little boy joy because he loves cake. I mean, who doesn't? And I can kind of spread that happiness with cake. I mean, it's brilliant. I love it. And I don't feel like I would have been as positive or able to achieve what I've achieved in that small time without coming to see yourself. Like,
because what we've done is we've just removed all of your stuff that was stopping you, and getting rid of all of the emotional stuff, the past experiences that cause us to collapse as individuals, which we need to get rid of and delete, and also stuff moving forward. I mean, in our last session we got rid of some of the beliefs about you moving forward and whether you're going to succeed or not, and now by moving that, you now believe you're going to succeed, and now your behaviors now will driving you in that direction, which is great, and I admire you for that.
It's been really lovely because I've got bookings coming in left, right and centre. So if you need cake, get it quick.
I read them. It's amazing cakes. So excellent. So I'm just going to finish off. As you can imagine, it's just an incredible, like I said, it is a miracle that you can literally transform your life in such a short time if you're willing to invest in yourself and search out the right person or the right solution. So if you was to recommend your friend, right? So your best friend, what would you say?
Do it. No, I pretty much, and I've said it to a couple of people I know, like if you want to feel like the best version of yourself, you need to do something about it. There's no point in going, I want to do it, but because you're never going to get anywhere. And if you want to change from feeling bad about the people you've got in your life, or like you feel like you're always bringing in this negative sort of energy, you need to change you, like, and feel better in you.
Because we do all make the mistake of trying to change the outside world, don't we? We try and change our friends, we try and change our job, we try and change the food we eat, we try and change all this stuff externally, but it never works.
No, like for me, it's like my train of thought went then. It was like I said to my friend, I don't attract those things anymore because that's what I felt like I deserved. That's the things that I felt like that's what I allowed myself to believe I was worthy of. And now I'm like, no, I'm not worthy of that. I'm actually worth so much more. And I know that I can change those things, which I would have never thought about doing because I felt like I had to just...
Or even possible.
Deal. Yeah, I had to just deal. And it's great. Like if you want to get to be the best version of yourself, then you've got to put in that little bit of time.
Yeah.
And you've got to take that step to feel that you're not worthy of being great, because you are, everyone is, but put in that little bet on yourself.
Invest in yourself
and do it, because you won't look back. You go, oh my gosh, what I let myself do for however many years.
Yeah.
Like, and I just trudged through it, and now I'm like on top of it.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's amazing, and I'm really proud of you. And it's been great because obviously I see it with everybody, you know, but in particular with you in such a short period of time, to see where you were when you come to see me. I mean, obviously I know a lot of the stuff that we've done with, but to see where you are now in such a short period of time, you know, this is why I do it, and this is what I know is possible for absolutely everybody, and it makes me so happy. And I've been able to do it for myself and many other people. So, and to see you where you are, and to see you now with your cake shop, and you know, hopefully you're going to be getting a shop soon. Fingers crossed with that. So I'm
setting the plans. Hopefully,
yeah,
I'm setting it in my head.
Yeah.
It's
and
going.
We're
going forwards.
It's excellent. So, just we'll finish off.
Okay.
In 3 words, how would you describe your experience?
That was a big slap.
It was a big slap. It goes to the end, isn't it?
3 words to describe my experience.
Or me.
Or you. Okay. So, first word is going to cover a big umbrella of things. Life changing.
Yeah.
Is probably the first word that comes to my mind. Just like, I just feel like I'm doing really stereotypical words here, but it's amazing to find someone that can help you change your life.
Yeah.
That's kind of it. It's amazing. And a third word, without trying to sound cheesy, it's just like, I've not even got a word for it. It's just the like
magical, blissful,
it's like happy. A huge kind of like, you know me, I talk in like weird terms of like, I feel like I'm in an egg was one of my words that I use, and I needed to break out of that. But like, it's just this ball of emotion, like, because not only am I thankful that I can change my life, I'm thankful that I've found someone that can help me realize who I am and who I could be.
Yeah.
And just, it's just like, I can't even explain it. It's just like that emotion where you just like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, which is a terrible word, but it's an emotion. So you can have that one.
Excellent. Okay. Well, look, I think Rea said and covered like everything. We really want to thank Rea for coming along today and taking some time out, like I said, to just share her journey and what her experiences and where she is now. And like I said just a minute ago, I mean, to get to where she was to where she is in just 11 sessions with me, which is the equivalent of 3 months. It actually is over a longer period of time because obviously financial constraints with Rea's situation, but actually in the time frame would be 3 months. To see where you are now is absolutely incredible. You're an absolute credit to yourself. You're an absolute credit as to your son, and I wish you all the best in the future with your with Rea's bespoke bakes.
Find us on Facebook.
Find her on Facebook. And so once again, thank you ever so much for telling us and sharing with us.
And thank you for like helping me realize I didn't have to live in how I was, and like just the negative circle, like it's not even a thing anymore, which is great. So thank you. That's
right. Welcome. Okay, well, thanks ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to reach out for help, then go to healingthemind.co.uk where you can find all my details. But other than that, we're going to leave it there. Thank you, Rea. Thank you for watching. And from me, goodbye from Rea.
Bye.
Bye.